Hey everyone, welcome for the next AppSmash Festival session. I am so excited that I get to be here with my very good friend, also named Tisha. So I'm not sure if the world was ready for the Tisha webinar, but I have Tisha Richmond from Canva here with me today, and I'm so excited about this session. We have been planning the session, but in addition to that, we talk a lot about this AppSmash pretty regularly because there are really unlimited ways for you to use these two platforms. Before we get started, yes, Marcia's saying Tisha times two, Tisha squared. Yes. The truth is, you should all know, we'll just start this off. Tisha and I'm not sure that I knew another Tisha until I knew you.
Same. Yeah, it's wild.
So yeah, the universe definitely brought us together in the wildest, coolest way. But do you see anybody, Tisha, Canva Tisha, in the chat that you recognize?
Oh my goodness. So many people that I recognize. It's so exciting to see people from all around the world. Amy Delaire, one of my fellow Canva consultants, is here. Thank you so much for being here. Marcia from Canva is also here helping moderate the chat. Oh my goodness, just so many people. We're so excited that you came to join us today.
And I see a lot of people from Texas. Karen from Texas and Lydia is joining us. I know Lydia uses Canva and Wakelet all the time. I think this is a really, really fun session, and I feel honored to get to do this with you. This is our first presentation, officially our first webinar together. So shout out to all of you across the world. You know what I was thinking today, Tisha, actually? These sessions, I talk a lot about how we do these webinars, these quick webinars for our teachers. And I was thinking through the fact that a lot of the educators listening and tuning in today, for some of them, it is the only moment that they are taking a break and not giving of themselves. And so I just really want all of you, and I know Tisha would agree with me, all of you to really just sit back and just let us share with you and give you our energy so that you can fill your cup to continue doing what you're doing, which is so important every single day. Man, those Texas people are just coming. I don't know if you're looking at the chat. We do have a lot of people from Texas, but we have a lot of our international community together in one space, which is so cool. Tisha, I'm going to let you share your screen. We're going to dive right in because I know that you have a lot that you want to share today as well.
Yes, absolutely. So excited to be here with you, Tisha. Let me just, there we go. And yeah, amazing to see the chat. I love the comment. This is Tishtastic.
That's a new hashtag.
Yes, it will be. It is coming. Tishtastic is going to be coming as a new hashtag. So it's amazing. And yeah, I mean, this has been a long time coming, Tisha. We chat all of the time, but to be actually on this webinar together, sharing two platforms that we absolutely love is so, so exciting. And I want to just introduce myself. I have been an educator for 25 years, and I've been in the classroom. I was a culinary arts teacher. I was a tech integration specialist. I also was a student engagement and PD specialist. And now I have the honor of getting to be a Canva learning consultant and the global community manager for education. And so these two roles are I just feel are the perfect combo. And I just love getting to spread the Canva love so much. I've been using Canva since 2014. Canva came around in 2013. So the very beginning, and just to see the evolution and how much Canva has changed and evolved and grown and just become this platform that is just so incredible for education is just really, really exciting.
It is. It's so exciting to be with you. And of course, I'm Tisha from Wakelet. We have Tisha from Canva. We have very similar stories. We taught almost for the same amount of time, really doing similar roles. But we really, really enjoy sharing with teachers. And I think that's what you'll find with the two of us. I saw somebody say that they've met both of us and seen both of us at the same time. I think that's the truth. Our heart is really really for educators because we are educators. We've been in the classroom, we've been in the day-to-day, we know the struggles. A lot of you are library media specialist or instructional technology specialist. I understand that role so well. You're in that middle position, that middle leadership, and it is very difficult. And we just want to really celebrate you, and we want to give you as much as possible in the next 25 minutes. And we want you to take away some things. So we have a ton to share with you, but I want you to just know that what we go over today is really just the tip of the iceberg. It was really difficult for us to find and zone in on a couple of things that we want to share with you. So without further ado, I'm going to let Tisha take over the stage and share a little bit about Canva.
Yes, absolutely. So those of you who may be new to Canva, Canva is an all-in-one visual communications platform. And just about anything that you can possibly think about creating digitally, you're going to be able to create in Canva. And Canva has what they call the visual suite. And in the visual suite, there are a variety of doc types. You have docs, you have presentations, you have videos, you can even create websites. You can post things on social media, and there is even collaborative whiteboards. And what's amazing about this is not only do you have that variety of doc types, but within each of those doc types, there are infinite possibilities. And as Tisha was saying, we were having such a hard time deciding on what we really want to focus in on in this short amount of time, because there are truly infinite possibilities. And when you bring these two incredible platforms together, it's so exciting for teachers, it's exciting for students, and really allows our students to become empowered learners. It gives them that student voice. It gives them just infinite ways to create and to collaborate. And so it's just really, really exciting. And Canva for Education is 100% free for K-12 education, which is also amazing. And I just love that Canva has all of these wonderful partnerships, just like Wakelet does. We can team together and really create these incredible learning experiences for our students. Are you, oh.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm like, where are you, Tisha?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Well, I'm in lots of places actually. I'm popping up some comments on the screen and trying to engage in the chat with everyone. But I want to go ahead and jump over to Wakelet a little bit. If you're here, you're already a Canva user and you're familiar with Wakelet. Tisha, if you can just click that photo right there that says Wakelet and has a lot of frogs.
Yes.
When you click on that, it will enlarge it. So if you're a Wakelet user and you didn't know that, the photo will enlarge for you and your students. But essentially, Wakelet is going to be a platform that really serves you and your students to save, organize, present, share, and showcase. And in showcasing, you are going to actually take any link, any hyperlink. It could be any URL, whether it is in Canva or it's in Google or whatever. And I think you're learning that this week with all of these AppSmash sessions. So any link, and then text and media and anything you really want to create collections. And so what Tisha is presenting from today is a collection. And then each of those collections will make up a profile, or in other words, a portfolio. Becomes a showcase of learning, a showcase of whatever teaching. It could be a showcase of anything that you want it to be. So in a nutshell, that is Wakelet. And Tisha, I believe if you click somewhere on there, yep, there you go. So I just want to showcase this GIF, and we don't have to zoom in on this one particularly, but this just shows our Canva integration. So in Canva, you can go in and you can grab that smart embed link, and you can paste it into a Wakelet collection. And what that does is it makes that entire slide deck or business card or whatever you've created, it makes it embedded so that you can scroll through, or you can click on those hot spots. So if I have a business card, for example, and I have linked it to my Wakelet account, it will take my user or viewer to that Wakelet account. So that is one way that you can do this. Another way, and this is probably a way that a lot of you are familiar with, but Tisha's going to go ahead and hit play and enlarge that video for you. And you can see that when you're designing your collections, you can go in and you can change your cover image using that Canva integration. So what will happen is, if you'll play that one more time for me, Tisha,
Mhm.
what happens is you'll go in and you will select Canva, and it will have you single sign on. And then you are brought into your Canva account where you can create and you can embed those creations into your header or right within your collection. So we just want to make sure that you understand that integration piece. And there are so many ways to do this. We really limited what we were going to share because there are just a lot of ways. And if we have time, we're going to show you more. But I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic back over to Tisha because she's going to talk to you about some creative learning for you and your classroom.
Yes. So again, so many ways that you can use this in the classroom. Some days I just wish I could be back in the culinary arts classroom because I think of just so many possibilities that are available now that weren't available when I was there. And we really wanted to focus on the teacher experience and the student experience. And so I'm going to first of all go to this back to school Canva templates and activities collection that we put together for you. And what we did was we pulled from the Back to School Toolkit, which is an amazing resource that the Canva for Education Design School put together. And what I love about this collection is the fact that you can create these columns. And this is something, oh my goodness, again, if I was back in the culinary arts classroom, I would use this in so many different ways. But what we did was we took each of the different themes in the back to school toolkit, and we basically created a column that includes not only the Canva activity card, but it also creates a link to all of the templates for each of those different categories for planning, communication, community, students, and goal setting. And if you click on this first link here that says, the Canva activity card one, it is going to bring you right into that back to school toolkit. So I've linked the back to school toolkit here, that specific page. And then note that if you click through, you're going to be able to actually access the entire back to school toolkit right there. Also notice that when I go down to this next one, I click and it's going to bring me right into the Canva template library. And so now I'm going to be able to find all of the lesson plan templates that I might be able to explore to be able to do lesson planning in my classroom. And so I just love this ability to be able to curate all of these resources that we want to be able to bring to our students and have them find them all in one place. And also I think about as we are working in our grade level teams or in our PLCs, what a great kind of hub and way to be able to curate all that information that we all can grab together as well. It's really exciting.
Hey, Tisha,
yeah,
I'm going to interrupt you just for a
yeah.
second because I know, or I'm already anticipating that everybody's going to ask about how can they get this resource. Well, remember, at the end of this session, we will share a link with you. We have our Wakelet moderators in the background. They're going to share that link with you, and you'll be able to fill out that form. You will get your certificate of attendance. You will get the resources. So everything that Tisha and I are sharing today, you will receive those, as well as you'll be put in for some swag prizes. So you want to make sure to fill out that form. And if you have issues with that, you can always email community@wakelet.com. In addition, Tisha, we have a question. And I thought this was a perfect time because it's a really good question. So we had a question: in the context of remote learning, how can educators use Wakelet to compile educational resources and then use Canva to craft visual illustrative materials that contribute to better conveying of concepts? I think that's a really great question. I do believe we're about to answer that very soon, but did you want to hit on anything at the moment?
Well, I mean, I, again, love these two platforms coming together because, again, you are going to be able to create these incredible collections for your online students to be able to find all of those things in one place. But look at how easy this is to grab from Canva. So I'm going to click on this little photo and I can click right here on Design with Canva. And that is going to bring me right into the Canva platform where I'm going to be able to create, I can draw from all of these different templates, and then I publish and it brings it right into my collection. And so it's that easy to bring in Canva and make these collections visually engaging without having to go in and then download and upload and, you know, bring them in. You're going to be able to do that right from the click of a button.
Absolutely. Okay, let's keep talking. These are the templates, right, Tisha, for the teachers. Am I correct?
Yes. So this is a resource. So this is going to be a great place for you to be able to come back to. Again, you're going to be able to click on all of these Canva activity cards. It's going to bring you right to the back to school toolkit that has a lot more great resources for you. But if you scroll down below, you're going to be able to have instant access to all of these templates and all of these different categories. So as you are planning those back to school lessons, as you're trying to think of ways to communicate with your families, with your students, really build community in your classroom, get to know your kids, and then have your students engage in goal setting activities. All of these resources are right here ready for you to be able to use. So we talked about the teacher experience. We also want to talk about the student experience because there's so many ways that we can really empower our students with Canva and with Wakelet. And so what we did for you was we created this All About Me choice board. And there are so many ways that you can have your students share a little bit about themselves within Canva. And so within this Wakelet collection, we gave you 4 different types of experiences that you can engage your students in. We have an About Me letter frame activity that you can use, an About Me video. We have an About Me vision board and an About Me poster. So when you click, let's say, for instance, on this vision board, it's going to bring you right in. It's going to allow you to make a copy of this template. So when you click on Use Template, it's going to bring you in and it gives you instructions. It's going to give you an example, and then it's going to give you a blank template to be able to use. And so you can go ahead and create this template link for your students, and they're going to be able to go in and create their own All About Me vision board. Now, when you're thinking about, I know for me as a teacher, I was always thinking about that workflow. Like, how am I going to be able to give these activities to students, and how am I going to give them back all of that? And so one great thing to know is that Canva has a lot of LMS integration. So from Google Classroom, Canvas, Schoology, all of these different ways that you're going to be able to connect Microsoft Teams. There's a whole list of integrations with learning management systems. And there is even a Canva ability to create assignments as well. So you can do that right within Canva. So whatever that workflow might be for you, you're going to be able to make that happen. You're going to be able to create that kind of seamless workflow between student and teacher. But also I want you to know that when you go to share up here and you click on more, you're going to be able to grab a template link. So it's that easy to copy a template link, and that is going to give every student a copy of that template. So however you are sharing those links with students, you can do that just that easy. And
that I'm really glad you hit on that, because that was a question. What are the fundamental steps to create a collection in Wakelet? You would go into your Wakelet account and you would go into that main area. It will bring you right to your collections. You will create a collection with your end goal in mind, whatever that might be for your students. And then just like Tisha said, you'll go into Canva, or your students will, and they will grab that link and pull it over. Stephanie also has a question. Tisha, do the students have to have Canva accounts to create using that particular template?
Yeah, so they will want to have a Canva account. You can create classes or groups in Canva for your students. And again, like depending on your workflow, there is a workflow for any situation that you are in within Canva. So you're going to be able to create a class or a group and be able to invite your students into that.
And Christy says, did she hear something about grading? Have we talked about grading at all, Tisha?
So again, depending on whatever workflow that you use, you are going to be able to integrate. If you have a Canva for Education district account, those integrations are are already going to be available to you. And so let's say, for instance, you have Canvas as a learning management system in your district, you're going to be able to bring in that Canvas. You're going to be able to go into your assignment in Canvas, and then you're going to be able to pull in a Canva template. You're going to be able to create that assignment. It will go right into your speed grader, and then it will go right into your grade book. And so depending on what that workflow is, you're going to be able to create that. Also in Canva, there is an assignment workflow where when students create those assignments that you give them, it is going to show up in your classwork within Canva. So there's multiple ways. It just depends on what that workflow is for you. You're going to be able to make it happen. I love that about Canva is there's just infinite choice to be able
I love this. There's so many questions in this chat. She's also just asking about the Canva integration. Would that incorporate an existing class? Stephanie, maybe Marsha can hop in and give you some info on that specifically, because I do think that is a really great way to utilize Canva. We do have something really cool to show you. So we're going to show you this. So you're going to get this resource, and then I have created an example for you. So below those choices, that grid layout choice board in Wakelet, what I did, so let me explain it as we're talking. I went in, I was a pretend teacher. You can see the teacher's name at the top of this collection. Tisha, I don't remember her name. If you scroll up just a tad, it'll say her name at the, Miss Jackson. That's who it is. I pretended to be Miss Jackson. And if you are familiar with using classrooms inside of Wakelet and activities with Wakelet, you could potentially, so this is just one way. Remember, there's a way, not the way to do something, but this is one way that you can pull in a collaborative collection, and all of those students who have chosen whichever of the All About Me choices, now they can go drop their creations into a collaborative collection here. And so when Tisha clicks on these, now I'm the teacher, I was Miss Jackson. You can see that we don't actually know which student added this, but as the teacher, I can actually see their name below each of their additions or their graphics or whatever they're adding. So that's really, really great. Here's an example of Ralph. This is a made up person, just so you know, this is not a real person, but this was one of the choices, which always makes me laugh because
I love it.
My daughter Avery did this, and she gave personality to everything. So I know. And that's the thing, you know, they're going to have fun. They're going to have fun with it. Give them some of that decision making on the color scheme. And, you know, is it about themselves, or do you have them do it on a book character or a historical figure or whatever you want that to look like? Now, if we go to another one, so Tisha showed you a couple of examples. Here's that All About Me. Jace actually created this, and you can see he got kind of creative. Instead of putting one picture in one of the little photo frames, he decided to put the same picture but scan it across the 3 photo frames, which I thought was super creative.
Super creative.
Yeah. And then the third one is one by Miss Jackson's student, Sebastian. Now, you would not know that this is Sebastian, but you can see he used that template and he pulled in different graphics. And so now what you can do, once all of your students have added their creations, now you can do all sorts of things here. You can do peer-to-peer feedback. You can have them take that feedback and then make another version of their creation. There's really a lot of ways to do this, but I wanted everyone to see, you know, the templates Tisha's giving you, and now what that would look like, for example, in a classroom. And what do you think, Tisha? Do you love this?
It. I think this is so incredible, the possibilities. And one thing that I would do if I was in the culinary arts classroom, I love the columns option where you could do a period, like period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4. I used to, in my culinary arts class, have my students create food snaps. It was kind of an inspiration from Tara Martin's book Snaps. And I would have them take pictures of their food. They would annotate on them, add their emojis, give a little short reflection on those, and then post them into a collaborative space. And this would be perfect for that. And so you could have your students create a book snap or create something, anything in Canva. And then if you wanted to sort them by period, you could create those columns for each period if you were in secondary and be able to showcase them there. Or if you wanted to bring them all into one space, this particular format works awesome as well. And so I know as I go into classrooms, I've been in a lot of classrooms within my district here in Medford, K-12. And what I find is that when students create, they don't just want to show the teacher, they want to show everyone because they're so proud. They have become empowered learners. They've owned that experience, and they want to show everybody what they did. And so being able to bring it into a collaborative showcase like this, I think is so important to really give our students that voice and to get to have them share what they've created. So I just love being able to have them go in, choose that give them that choice, right, of how they want to share about themselves, and then be able to showcase it together with their peers.
I think this is a great starter activity, especially for the beginning of the year, because, you know, I always talk about these creative pieces and creating a space and a learning environment of safety for your students to create and share is so important. And it's so important to start right off the bat. It's not something that you forget about and then come, you know, October, November, you decide you want them to get to know each other. It's very important, because what you can do with this is you can start off with these all about me's and you can level that up into their learning. And now they're not afraid to have, you know, friendly debates and have that peer-to-peer feedback. It's no longer as scary as it was in the beginning. Plus, I think it brings a lot of individualization to it, meaning everybody's coming from a different background. Everybody likes different things. Everybody is looking to do something different as they move through school. Maybe they're going to college, but maybe they're not. And that's okay, right? Creating that safe space. So I love these activities. And Tisha, are there more templates besides the ones that we've given here in that All About Me? Or could anybody, this is just I really do have this question. If I came up with a really great idea, let's pretend like Megan and I, because she says these are great ideas. Megan and I come up with a really cool All About Me idea. Is there a way that we can submit that as a template, or how would that work?
Yeah. So submitting the template that, like an About Me template?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Canva, when you go into your, let me find, I think I had one here. We're just going to go into a lesson plan template here. And when I go up to the top share button, that is where I'm going to be able to go in and going to be able to create that copy, that template link, to be able to share wherever I want to share that template link. So it's really easy to create those copies. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah. So if I had an idea, maybe with a co-teacher, or maybe, you know, on a larger scale, maybe in my school or my district, and we wanted the students to do a similar template that I've created, district specific, I could make that template link. I could pop it in a Wakelet collection, and they could go create from that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's infinite possibilities.
This is so, we could talk about this all day. This is my favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a question in the chat. Marcia asked, mind sharing if this activity works for every grade level? Absolutely. So I will tell you that I have been in classes from kinder through 12th grade, having students creating Canva, and every single grade level absolutely loves Canva. It doesn't matter. And so you scaffold it slightly differently depending on the grade level that you teach. But absolutely, this is all four of these activities are something that you can do across grade levels. And one thing that's kind of neat too to know in Canva is that when you go into a template, you can lock certain things in place. And so if you had, let's say, for instance, this vision board, and you didn't want it to, I'm going to just go into it for a moment. You didn't want to have certain things moving. If I go ahead and grab all of these things, like I just take my cursor and grab them all, I can group them together if I wanted to, but I also can lock things in place, and that way they don't shift. And if I wanted to lock them in place, but I still wanted to give them the opportunity to like drop the pictures in, if I click lock position only, then that frame is going to stay there, but students are still going to be able to drop their pictures in. And I think that's really helpful, because I think sometimes when we're working with littles, we worry that this is going to be too much going on and that they're going to shift things. And just know that there are ways that you can really scaffold no matter what grade that you are teaching to create a really incredible experience for students.
So Tisha, I'm going to pop this comment back on the screen because I do want to talk about this. And I know for both of us, this is really important, the student privacy piece. So Ashley's asking, can anyone find these, or can you keep them, the Wakelet and the Canva private? So I'll speak on Wakelet specifically. Ashley, when you go in and create classrooms and you add students to those classrooms, that is private to only you and the student, right? Like it is private, it is locked down. And if you happen to want to explore the possibilities for education and education pro accounts, then you have the ability at a district level to go in and change what those privacies are. So nobody can find those. It's really specific to you and your students within that classroom. Those pictures that they add as well, it's only going to be contained right within that classroom. Tisha, what about Canva?
Yeah, absolutely. Canva takes privacy really seriously as well. Canva for Education is COPA and FERPA compliant, and there are all of those privacy measures in place as well. So when students are creating, you are able to lock down that sharing so that only you and the student are going to be able to see what you create. You have all of those options for keeping things private and for determining how things are shared.
Absolutely. Well, next up, we want to show you and give you a little preview of this template that you're going to get in your resources. This is inventing your own country, which I love. And I'm pretty sure Marcia over in the chat has created her own country. And I need to go see those, Marcia. But you're going to create the name of your country. You're going to come up with the motto. And so you can utilize this as well with your students right inside of a Wakelet account and have them specifically go into Canva to do their creations and do some exploration. So you will get that in your resources. And then also in the chat, if you missed it, that link is in the chat. So make sure you scroll up to find Wakelet has put that form in the chat for your attendance for all of the templates and the resources that we've shared today with you. And you're also going to be maybe winning some swag. Hopefully. Yes, I agree, Marcia. It's so fun. It's ready to go. We wanted it to be ready for you to essentially take this and apply it immediately. Start today, start tomorrow, and have fun with it. Do some of those all about me creations yourselves, because your students also want to know about you. They sometimes forget that you are also a separate person aside from being at school with them all day. Tisha, do you have any last words for our attendees or any advice on creativity with students?
Oh my goodness. I love this partnership so much. And truly there are infinite possibilities when we can bring Wakelet and Canva for Education together. And there are infinite ways that we can get our students to create and to collaborate. And so definitely just dive in to the template library. If you go into Canva and the very first homepage that you see looks like this. This Canva template library has over 70,000 education specific templates. And I believe over like 610,000 templates that are non-educational, but thinking about all of the ways that we can leverage those templates to really give our students that opportunity to create, to collaborate. You can bring up to 50 students into any design that you are having your students work on. So lots of ways to create that collaborative experience, and just an honor to be here, Tisha. I'm so glad that we had our first opportunity of getting to present together. This has been so fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And we wish everybody such an incredible start to your school year. You're all phenomenal, and it's just been an honor to be with you all.
I love what Rachel says. I'm going to shout her out. Rachel Madrano, who's also from Texas, says, I wish the session was a bit longer because there are so many amazing things. And I agree with you, Rachel. There are so many things. I told you we weren't going to be able to hit on all of them, but at least you can get started. And you know that you can reach out to either of us, Tisha or Tisha, Wakelet Tisha or Canva Tisha, over on any of the social social platforms that you're on. We love sharing, and we really just want to empower you so that you can always empower your students. We're thankful that you were with us. Don't forget, we have one more session coming up next. That is Book Creator and Wakelet. And then our last session of the day will be Lumio and Wakelet. So make sure you do not miss those as well. We're so excited that we got to hang out with all of you. We're seeing all the love in the chat, and just know that we're sending you all of the Tisha squared love right back to you.
Yes, so much love.
Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.